Kasia, let's start with The Great Gatsby. So many of your fans, I think, know you from that movie. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is where I got my first taste of film. I didn't plan on being in film. It was a total accident getting onto that set. But yeah, so love that film. It took about 2 years to shoot, and there's a friend of mine who's on here as well, who was on, I think he's on the live, who was also in one of Baz Luhrmann's films. Hello, I can see you. So yeah, love that film. 2 years to shoot. I was in lots of different outfits. I think they had a field day just dressing me up. I had a field day just playing dress ups because what girl doesn't want to wear Prada and Tiffany's jewelry? So it was definitely an amazing experience. Long days, but yeah, it was my first opportunity to get a taste of what the film world really is as opposed to what you think it is. It's not all glitz and glamour. It's a lot of pain, 12-hour days and 15-hour days in killer heels. I broke my toe on that set. So,
Oh my God.
but I still kept going. So it was a beautiful experience. I love Baz. I love the team. I can't. One day I hope to work with them again, but we'll see. We'll see if the gods of film allow it.
And how did you get that role from the first place?
Oh, such a random story. So I moved to Sydney. I'm a bit of a geek. So I came to Sydney for an opportunity to be a brand manager for an e-commerce business. I forged, and no one at home copy this. Obviously, being young in my 20s, I didn't have a lot of paperwork to get an apartment. So being in design, I designed my own paperwork, got myself an apartment. But shock horror, I had no furniture. So I was sleeping on a floor. And then someone in Sydney, because I didn't know many people, told me that there's an area where you can get like, a wholesale prices or cost prices for mattresses and things like that. So I was trying to navigate Sydney, trying to figure out where this was. And at the time, I had a really sharp 1920s redhead bob, like really sharp. And I was very skinny. Looked like I was malnutrition from the 1920s, kind of worked for me. Um, and I thought I was in this area where all the factory outlets are. Little did I know I was right near Fox Studios. And someone came up to me and goes, "You have a fantastic look. Look, we're shooting a film. Would you mind if we, took some measurements, took some photos?" I was like, "Oh, okay, I've done some modeling. This might pay for my mattress." I'm just trying, like, how much will this cost? Like, how much am I going to get? Because it might pay for my mattress. So I'm all thinking about the mattress, like, oh, yeah, no, we'll definitely pay you for your time. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, blonde me, and not at the time redhead, but blonde characteristically mentally went, all right, fine, I'll go to this random place I've never been to. No one knows where I am. They can take my measurements and take some photos. Then when I'm there, they go, "Would you like to put some clothes on, like just so that we can get an aesthetic look?" And I was like, "Okay, still kind of feels like modeling. I'm okay. I'm on board with this." Little did I know it was $100,000 worth of Prada or thereabouts. And then they left me in the studio by myself. And I was like waiting for other people to come, and I was okay, this is getting a bit weird. And then I'm waiting, I'm waiting. I had just watched a movie like Taken. So I'm like, wait a minute, am I dressed up and there are cameras here and someone's bidding on me and my family doesn't know that I'm going to be shipped off to another country? Like, is this the beginning of my undoing? And then I got really stressed. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, this is weird. And I go to walk out, and then the door opens, more people walk in, and there's Baz Luhrmann. He's like, "We're going to do a film test. Have you done one of those before?" And I'm like, I have clearly knocked myself out. I am somewhere in Sydney and this is all an elaborate dream. I am probably in intensive care somewhere. Sure, how hard could it be? Tell me what I need to do. And he's just like, all you got to do is follow what I tell you to do. I'm like, good. I'm good at following instructions. And then did the film test. I went home, still had no mattress, slept on the floor. And then I got a phone call next day going, "Well, Baz thought you were hilarious. They want to bring you in for more fittings." And then I came back and there was a group of girls that we all got dressed again in Prada. And he's like, "Yeah, we've written you into the script. Oh, by the way, we're using your film test and that's going to be in the actual film. We're going to CGI doors." And Baz loves that scene. It's your first ever scene, but we're putting it in the main film. So my first ever film test, first ever film experience was actually in the film. So if you slow the film down and there's a redhead with feathers that walks through some doors, if you pause it, look closely enough, you'll realize behind it is an empty warehouse and there's just me.
What other experiences you had on set with other actors there?
Tobey McGuire was hilarious. So I had my teeth straightened. Long story. I had an issue. I got hit in the face with a baseball bat as a kid, and I had a whole bone issue that they had to then fix, and I straightened my teeth. But before that all happened, my teeth were the splitting image of Kirsten Dunst's teeth. So you can imagine red-haired Kirsten Dunst. So Tobey Maguire used to follow me around set because I think he thought I looked like Kirsten Dunst, and he was hilarious. He was the nicest person. I met his then wife, the two little kids. So he was a barrel of laughs to be with. And then working with Leonardo DiCaprio, he's an incredible actor. Honestly, he's business. When he's on a set, he knows what he needs to do, and he like the way he approaches acting is incredible. I bumped into him a few times outside of the set, and you can see it's like how he can be him is must be tough because no matter where he goes, people know who he is. Like you can't not recognize Leonardo DiCaprio. So he's always in his obviously baseball cap and his puffer jacket. I'm like, that must be so isolating. Like I don't know how he does it to be that well known. But when he's on a film set, he's business. He knows his craft. So that was really, for me, really rewarding to watch how he approached his scenes and how he got into character and his level of attention to detail. That was amazing. Elizabeth Debicki, love her. She's incredible. I did a bit of her picture double work as well because we're both Polish and super tall. But she to come out of film school to land that role and the way she approached it and how she handled herself, I don't know if I could have done that. I at least had some different life experience under my belt, but to come straight out of film school and to do the acting, the level of acting that she did, the level of accent work, just is like she was meant to be on a film set. She's just delightful. And her family's so sweet as well, like obviously a typical Polish family. So that was lovely to work with. And then obviously Joel Edgerton, he's incredible as well. Like they're all the whole A-list team. Like you can't get better. For me, I don't think I appreciated what I stumbled into until now. For your first film experience to have that lineup and get to interact with all those people, I don't know how I did it. I thought I should have been a blubbering mess 24/7, but I wasn't. Because they're just so nice. They make you feel so comfortable in their presence, as if you're welcome to be there. I'm like, I'm thinking, who's this pleb? That's me. Like, I'm some nobody. But they make you feel so welcome. They're so professional. It's like free acting class for me just watching them work. It was incredible. But they're all got a good sense of humor. They all don't take themselves too seriously. They all have a barrel of laughs. When it's business time to do obviously work, they're going for it. But when it's not, I don't know. We had a great experience. Hence, it was very sad to watch that film finish. I think everyone in the film industry knows it's like we get the blues after a project's finished because you have all these different people that come together and you form such a tight knit bond with them. They become your family, and then you all disperse onto another project. And it's like for 2 years you've seen this group of people almost every day of your life, and you've shared some of your highs and your lows with them, and then all of a sudden you don't get to see them anymore because they're on another project. So yeah, all of those guys are just incredible actors, hilariously funny. um yeah, I can't explain it.
Thank you, Kasia. See you. Bye.
Bye.